Hey everyone, it's Andrzej on Software. Today I would like to talk about how I have released or I have issued ArkencyCoins, which is a company token. That's the probably most precise name. We are talking about the cryptocurrency world here. Within the cryptocurrency world, there's many interesting trends going on. I'm not an expert here. I'm just trying to follow the most important parts to understand what is blockchain, where blockchain can lead us in the technology world, how blockchain can impact other areas. I try to talk to people who are smarter than me in this area. So after getting familiar with all those topics, I have decided to issue the ArkencyCoins. So ArkencyCoins is precisely, it's not a currency, it's a token, but you can think about it as a currency. It's similar to an idea that you may have heard about, which is a personal token. So some people release personal tokens, but also there are companies like, for example, Kodak and lots of other AirAsia. They have released their own company tokens. Sometimes they are called corpo tokens. It's done for many different reasons. One of them is marketing. One of them is to simplify payments at some point. I think we are all very early in the process. It's hard to predict. I'm relying on my intuition here. I think the future when people and companies issue their own currencies or tokens is a future that makes sense to me. I don't want to go into politics here, regardless whether you trust the current economy or not, regardless whether you believe in the blockchain changing the world or not. I think it kind of makes sense to me that blockchain will impact more industries than it is impacting right now. And I think we will see some revolutions in the area of currencies sooner or later. It may take more years because of political reasons, may take faster. I'm talking about decades here probably. So I'm not trying to say that this will change the world within the next 2-3 years. Probably not. But at the lowest level, the experiment with issuing ArkencyCoins, I've done that 2 months ago, and I'm not regretting that because I've learned a lot. And this is the ArkencyCoins idea. It's a long-term project for myself. So I'm also not going to lie here that, I don't know, thousands of people already use ArkencyCoins. It's not the case. I've done one kind of marketing/sales campaign where I said, okay, this is the book called Blogging for Busy Programmers, a book I wrote, 3 years ago. And this book, I said, you can buy this book if you pay me with ArkencyCoins. And in order to pay me with ArkencyCoins, you need to buy ArkencyCoins or get them from somewhere. And I have made an offer to sell ArkencyCoins. So in a way, it's like almost like a no transaction, like a no op, because I have almost given away some ArkencyCoins just for people to get the book. So in a way, that was a very good opportunity for some people who normally wouldn't like to afford, or they wouldn't afford, or they just don't want to spend money on the Blogging for Busy Programmers book, which normally is $39. Here it was 39 ArkencyCoins, but the difference in the current valuation is that basically it was less than $1. And it's actually much less than $1 for that book. So mostly it was to make the currency more visible, to experiment how interesting it will be for people. And I have used only one marketing channel, and it was Twitter. So not one of my biggest marketing channels, but one channel where I have some reach to the people. And I don't remember the exact details, but the number of books we sold were somewhere between 5 and 10. So not a big number overall, but it was still bigger probably than my expectation. My expectation was that no one would be interested, or someone would be interested, but they just wouldn't bother to do all the steps required to buy the book. And that's the problem. That's one of the problems I have learned about using company tokens or personal tokens. It's actually much more complicated than it could be to buy them. For example, I have released ArkencyCoins on a platform called Waves. On Waves, you can create a wallet, but once you have a wallet, you have this address of the wallet, you can use it. But if you want to send me certain ArkencyCoins, you need to first buy them. And if you want to buy them, you need to have something on your wallet. So you either have the Waves token, or you buy Bitcoins and then you change the Bitcoins to Waves. And then thanks to Waves, you can exchange Waves with the ArkencyCoins. So, but again, in order to load the wallet with Bitcoins, you need to buy the Bitcoins if you don't have them yet. So you need to use your own currency, Euro or Polish zloty or whatever, to buy Bitcoins. So this is all much more complicated, and people who needed to do this as the first step, they do it. That was required, like, I don't know, 20 minutes of work. So still not a bad thing, but it could make someone give up. But some people already had Waves or wallets, and they already are familiar with this. So for them, it was a quick operation, and they've done it. So that was like one of my lessons. This is still, for many people, it's complicated. I think the second lesson is that even though we are talking a lot in the IT world about cryptocurrencies, how they are changing the world, I think we are overestimating the number of people who actually use cryptocurrencies nowadays. I think we overestimate the number of people who actually own Bitcoin or use Bitcoin instead of just holding them. Hodling them. That's a term I learned recently. So this is still starting, I think. My impression at some point was that when you're in this IT bubble, that everyone's already using Bitcoins, not just I'm not using it, but overall this is still a very small world, and for good reasons, because it's really a new approach. Another lesson I took from this process was that it's kind of, I think we all need to get used to the idea that all financial operations here are public. So if you know someone's wallet address, for example, you can, if they didn't use any tools for hiding the transactions, you can actually see all the transactions that are going on, who sent to what address what amount of money. So that's clear with the blockchain approach. I know there are some currencies. I think Monero is a bit different here. So they have something built in that allows anonymization. But the default right now is that all is transparent, and I think that's by design. But that's so different than what we do right now, where our operations are just hidden from everyone else. That this is a new thing, and especially for the business context, I think that's actually it might be a blocker even. I think the normal traditional business is not used to that. So that's the situation. So those two lessons are so far my main lessons. I'm going to use ArkencyCoins as the Arkency marketing channel, but not only for Arkency good. Obviously, that's an important goal, but I really want to find a way, and I'm still looking for those techniques. I want to find a way to kind of make our clients benefit from the fact that they stay loyal to Arkency. So people who read our blog posts, for example, people who buy our programming books, people who use our programming services or consultancy services, or people who attend Rails Event Store conference or other events that we'll organize, or Rails DDD trainings. So my plan is that the Rails Event Store conference, my plan is to go among the participants with the mobile client of the Waves application and give away to those participants some amount of ArkencyCoins just for the fact that they are attending the event, just to say a thank you to them. So in a way, I want them to, it's not about shares, because it's not really shares, but I want them to own some part of the Arkency ecosystem, so that they feel they're owning some part, so that it's in their interest to that Arkency is growing. Because if we increase the number of products and services that will be available to buy with ArkencyCoins, then I believe that those people will actually financially benefit from this fact that we are growing. So I know this sounds a little bit like a pyramid scheme, or what, I don't know sure what's the English name for that, but the fact that whoever enters first earns most. But I still don't know exactly how it's going to work. But I'm trying to be serious about that, so I want to encourage people to use it. And another, and probably the last note here about ArkencyCoins, I was talking to my friend, like how to, for example, let's say we sell our programming books for $49, or we sell the Rails Event Store Rails DDD workshop for €400. So given that's the normal price, the traditional price, how should we connect the ArkencyCoin valuation to that price? And my conclusion at the moment is that sooner or later we will need to switch to make valuation of our products and service first and foremost in ArkencyCoins, and only then recalculate that into dollars or euros or Polish zlotys, for example. That was a kind of an enlightenment for me, that this kind of direction would be required at some point. Because first I started thinking about it as in, okay, my book is $49, so if ArkencyCoins is this and this at the moment, then I should make it, for example, I don't know, 100 ArkencyCoins, and this would change over time. But it's actually the other way. I need to make it first in ArkencyCoins, and that would be the goal in the future. So this is not going to happen in the next weeks or probably months, but that's the long-term strategy as I see for those companies who will try to use this kind of tool as company tokens. The whole concept of using company tokens in marketing is I think it's the name crypto marketing is actually a name. So there is like a branch of marketing talking about that. You can kind of invest in companies or in people in this way by buying their personal tokens or company tokens. So I'm trying to follow the trends of what they do and trying to find a way how to use it within the Arkency ecosystem. So for example, I want to give some ArkencyCoins to people who contribute to Rails Event Store development because it's open source. I want to find some mechanisms to like people who are around us so that they benefit in a way from this. And even if it's worthless, at least I give them some digital numbers which are worthless in the end. So in the end, I don't want to promise too much here. But again, my long-term goal is to actually make ArkencyCoins a thing. And it's already interesting that some people, all the speculants, I think, some speculants already buy ArkencyCoin when I give some offers on the market, on the exchange platform, because it's so cheap right now that for them it's like no money. And, there is small chance that it will be worth something more in 1 year from now, for example. So that's what they do. I'm not a speculant usually, so I wouldn't do it myself. But if companies around me, for example, companies which services I use, I don't know, Slack, for example, or GitHub, or they're actually Microsoft now, so maybe not. But some companies which I kind of trust right now by paying them, I would invest some money by keeping their currencies if I see that they have some interesting strategy around that. Okay, that's it for today. It's a bit longer episode than usual. If you have any questions related to ArkencyCoins, feel free to ask them. As you hear, I'm in the process of learning, so the questions maybe will help me also to crystallize the long-term plans. Thank you.